Hi everyone, we are at season 2, episode 10 of Classroom to CEO Discussions. This week's topic is about overhead. This is probably something that's clearly out of the mind of anybody opening up a business, but probably the most important. And let me just say this, whether you're an educator or not, anybody thinking about going into business, overhead will humble you. In the classroom, we know that resources are always light. It's always the topic of how much funding does a school get. And that transfers over exactly into business as well. The thing is with teaching though, is those overhead expenses are oblivious to you. As much as education is short funded, those lights stay on. But as a CEO, you pay everything. You are in control of everything. You are the eyes and ears of what's being spent, how much is being spent. And that is something that is a big shock factor if you are moving from being in the working world to now owning your own business. And when I say everything, I mean you're paying rent, you're paying insurance, you're paying those software fees, you're paying grant application fees, you're paying payroll, you're paying bonuses, you're thinking about staff gifts, you're thinking of all the things that weren't a thought as a worker. And here's the part nobody's telling anybody. Overhead does not care about how passionate you are. It's due every month and on time. That's why I don't mind telling people just getting clients for the sake of having clients isn't a good strategy. That's not the goal. You really need to analyze and assess your business. If the prices that you're charging are meant to keep your business afloat, you don't have to be fair. Think about the quality that you're bringing to your organization and charge based on that. And you're going to get people that like it, people that don't like it. And the people that don't like it, that's okay. Honestly, you have to know what is your break even number each month. And for me personally, I'm looking at it each week. I'm looking at it every couple of weeks just because I like to be planning ahead and just kind of understand the lay and land of my business. And I think the big thing that comes with that, when you think about overhead, it directly ties to your pricing because if you're undercharging, you're putting yourself at a big disadvantage to be able to cover all of the expenses. And when your business is not bringing that in, guess who that falls on? You're right. You. And people won't understand that. Your employees won't understand that. Your clients definitely don't understand that. They just look at, okay, well, you charge me this for this. That's more than enough money. And then they start calculating okay, how many clients do you have? And there's just so much behind the scenes that those people don't understand that you're pulling strings and making sure that everything's working. So whether you're moving from a classroom to CEO, whether you're just hopping into entrepreneurship, don't just ask, can I start this? Your very first question should be, can this business survive overhead? And I would say for me personally, I put in the research on what were all things childcare related, just to try to get an understanding of, okay, what are some extra things that you pay? Because you're not just getting this flat rate each week and paying payroll. You really have to think about what groceries might cost, what your tech service that you use might cost, what your security system might cost. That in addition to staff, just any fun events you want to do for your clients and then your staff separately. There's just so many things that go into that. So think about those things and what do you want to do as a leader? It can be very limited. You could just say we don't do anything holiday related, we don't do anything extra. That's not a part of your overhead then. But if you want to be that leader where you incorporate those things, think about that as you're planning and make sure that you have a budget. It's my motto. And with overhead, yes, it is humbling. The thing out the gate that people will say is you have to have all this passion. That's what drives and fuels your business. And that is very true. But I will also be the first to say profit is what keeps your doors open. Being able to manage your expenses, being able to understand when you have an excess of employees, but your clientele has dipped, and now how do you restructure that? Those are all things that you have to stay on your toes for, that there's not a manual that prepares you for that. You just have to get into the heart of it, experience it, plan and pivot. That's all business is. So if you have that mindset, you will be great to go with your planning and just really understanding how to budget for your business, plan ahead, and just know these are all the different things and resources that are going to drive the mission and vision that I want for my business. So thank you for tuning in. We have one more episode left after this. I do have a story time coming at you, and I just appreciate everyone that has tapped in, tuned in. I do truly hope this has been a help for anybody that's starting new businesses, but tune in and just let me know what questions you have and look out for a story time here soon. So thank you and have a good day.